Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is International Racing League, Season 7 Exhibition Series, Round 1, Italy. I'm your commentator, IRL Neon, or as Jared Fosbury. I am joined by my legendary former teammate, Paco.
Hello, everyone.
So Paco is in for today, and you'll probably see a bit more of Paco when the F1 kicks back in next season, as long as me, Kevin, and Paco will be in that tier, still doing comms. And good evening, Tyler. Welcome straight away, typing in the chat. It's good to see. And we are doing an exhibition series, and it's F2 cars for the first round, then it's classic cars for the second round, third round it is Formula Performance, and then the fourth round it is 100% equal car race. But today it is F2 cars today, and we have 19 drivers, which is an awesome turnout, especially when this game is on its end cycle. And have you got anything to add about any information, Paco?
Well, just if you don't mind, to explain what the exhibition series is about. There's 4 rounds, so we will go till round 4. We will go also to 4 different tracks. We will start on Italy, as you can see, with the F2 cars, which could be promising, to be honest. Then we will go on classic cars, on the 2010 cars, to Hungary, if I'm not mistaken, where we will have, the McLaren, the Red Bull and the Ferrari, so they will have, I'm sorry, it will be Singapore, not Hungary, that's my mistake. Hungary would be the next track that would be for the performance race. The cars, the allocation for the drivers will be decided on their tier and also depending on their position on the standings. So we will be basing the allocation on that, and for the final race, to say goodbye to Germany, we'll have a 100% race in Germany. So I think it's gonna be exciting, this exhibition series, and I hope people like it.
Yeah, I agree. Well, it's going to be an amazing exhibition series with the 4 amazing rounds: Monza, Singapore, Hungary and Germany. And Germany will be a bit earlier than the 3 rounds what will be happening with the F2 cars Classic and Performance. It will be starting an hour early, since it will be a 100% race. So it'll be a very interesting turnout, and see what people can do and see if they can last the 100% race as well. As I think we are about to start them, as we're about to go into one-shot qualifying.
So it's gonna be quite exciting to see how each driver adapts to the F2 car, because and we can actually talk from experience, when we say that many drivers can vary heavily depending on the type of car they drive. We've seen some drivers that maybe in F1 normal cars they do really, really badly, but then in the F2 ones they can actually surprise us.
Yeah, that is true as well. Like, the cars are very different to handle, the brakes are different, you can't choose your brakes if you're in ABS. So a lot of people are going to have to adapt to the brakes, like being at 75%, and especially to Ascari, because the F2 cars are easy to lose under control. But it's going to be very interesting what people do. If someone's already left the session, hopefully they can make it back in time. As the weather, however, it's a bit cloudy. It is one-shot quality, and we'll go down the people going on their laps, see who will be the quickest. But while we wait, prediction: who do you think is going to take pole position?
Well, I think we are gonna agree, probably Matthew. I mean, he has shown it on different leagues, like in F2 leagues, that he's pretty quick as well in these cars. Probably Oli could actually challenge him, but I'm going for Matthew.
Yeah, I've got to agree, Matthew's up there, but I'm also going to give Lewis Curtis a shout. I think he's going to give him a challenge, and possibly Brandon as well, as they've had a lot of experience, a lot more experience than me. As we now begin the qualifying at the one shot as one board with Sam, who is, I believe, is in the MP car. I apologize, I don't even know what these cars are. I think it's either the Campos or the MP car. I'm used to F1 cars. We will watch Sam then. He's currently in 4th place. Breaks a bit early, loses a few positions. Nice tidy through turn 1. As Matthew Older there is in 4th place right now.
Yeah, and Tyler Thomas already losing it at the exit of the first chicane. Quite promising start for Tyler Thomas.
Yeah, that is true, of course. And now let's see how Sam takes turn 3 and 4. Nice and tight. They lift off a little bit.
Matthew validated.
Oh, Matthew's invalidated. So Matthew then will be starting further down the grid, and he will not be happy with that. Lewis, Curtis, Ollie and Brandon, people who we did mention possibly could challenge Matthew, all near the top, as Adam also in 5th place, who's very surprised shocked to be in 5th because he isn't really experienced in the F1 game, especially F2 cars. So he's doing a very good strategy right now, as Sam's still trying to get in the top 3 as he gets through Sky. Nice tidy exit, not the rear kicking out or anything like that.
Yeah, definitely at the moment, no surprises on the top 3. I mean, all of them are F1 drivers, and they seem to stick really, really well on F2 cars.
Well, here comes Sam then, to the line. Where is he going to be? Brandon, I think, is going to take pole. Yes, he does. He does a 1:29.6 then, it's the fastest lap. Matthew, you were right, invalidated and gets disqualified. And he is 19th. He is stone last. And Tom then will be taking 14th. As I believe Mystic, I don't know his name, did make it back to the session hopefully, and he will be in this race.
Let's hope. I mean, he couldn't do the quali, but you know, maybe just sticking into the session, he might be able to join for the race.
That is true, of course. And Brandon then does take the top spot, and he takes 4 points there, so he's already in the lead of the championship basically with 4 points. With Lewis Curtis 2nd, Ollie Favell 3rd, Sam in 4th. Tim takes 5th place, Joe Hollis in 6th, Logan in 7th, Adam in 8th, Callum Anderson in 9th, and Sean there in 10th, a very good position he could possibly be in, could be challenging near the top runners. Kevin Harrison, very disappointing qualifying in 11th. Lewis, massive gap
from the top 10, like from the top 10 to Kevin.
Yeah, from Kevin all the way to the top, 3.1 seconds, and Kevin is a former F2 champion. Kibby, you might have to message Bran on that. I probably don't see the issue with it, but make sure I message Bran if you do want to join. You may have time, he may be able to message you quickly. But the weather right now looks very clear there, Paco.
Yeah, at the moment it doesn't seem like we're gonna have rain, at least for the first race. So it should be a promising one. We have to remember that Monza is like the king of, you know, the slipstream trains. You know, basically it's gonna be really, really difficult to make a move. But also on the other hand, we could actually see plenty of action. You know, because probably on top we'll see many like cautious driving from the guys on F1. But you know that F2 and F3 drivers generally they don't have that much racecraft, so they just go for the move again and again.
Yeah, that is true, of course. Some of these drivers are from the lower divisions, F2 and F3, not used to the big boys who have got a lot more racecraft, a lot more patience to making overtakes, as you have said. But the big person actually to watch out for in this race is Matthew Alder. He is an 18th, so on the medium tyres, going to have to really fly up the grid if he wants to get points. As I believe the first feature race is the top 10 who score points, in the sprint it's the top 8. So if he wants any chance in this technically exhibition championship, this little 4-round fight in these different categories, he needs to pick up the pace to be up there. There's a lot of people going 4 wide here already on the formation lap, already trying to get past people already. Somebody's gone off. Is that Tom? No, that's Luke Baker, and I believe that's Callum Anderson. Yes, it is. Callum Anderson spun it with Luke Baker. Unfortunately, they lost control of their cars, overheated tyres, and luckily not to be disqualified.
Interesting to see the diversification on strategies. We could say that it's split it half and half of the grid on softs and the other half on medium, so it's gonna be quite interesting to see which strategy works out better. But just before ending the formation lap, I would like to ask you, who do you think is gonna be on the top 3 at the end of the feature race?
feature race, I think it's going to be Brandon winning, Lewis Curtis second, but I think a surprise third place from Tim in fifth. I think he's got the pace. He's shown it from the performance cars before. When we had the summer season, he did win the championship that season, so I think he has got pace to be up there with these lot. But who do you think then will be your top three?
I think Ollie's gonna take the win. Luis is gonna be second, and Matthew is gonna end third.
Okay then. Well, if you could just look at the back in case there's a massive accident at the back and takes out the front row, and I'll look at the front. Never know, anything can happen, of course. That's Brandon and Lewis Curtis getting in their grid slots. Just waiting for the rest of the drivers to line up. I believe that's Callum Anderson now they're waiting for. Or it might be Kevin Harrison, to be honest. It's going to be very interesting then how turn one goes. As Kevin has now lined up, I believe.
No, he's still. There's a driver still, getting into his grid spot.
So the light sequence go, we'll get a better camera angle. So now we're to 1 lights, 2 lights, now 3 red lights, now 4, now 5 red lights. And the race has started in the Exhibition Series. Brandon has a lot of wheel spin, and look at the racing point of all the time. There's already a crash behind one of the campus cars there. I think it's hit the wall, and it's already 3 wide already into turn 1. And that is one of the BWT drivers with Sam and Joe Hollis. Joe Hollis coming back and fighting off.
Tyler Thomas is running straight into the first corner.
Well, that was Tyler Thomas then who hit the wall. So these lot now still going side by side.
Oh, and Luke is round. He is running into the grapple and he just spun.
Oh no, that isn't good for him. Luke Becker then in 19th. He's still got plenty of time, doesn't have to give up yet. He still has a sprint race to come back in the race. As there's fights all over the place. Matthew Orders had an amazing start already into 13th.
And he's on mediums.
Yeah, that's very interesting. He could be on the better strategy. And he's already challenging Kevin Hansen. No, Kevin's lost it. Kevin is into the wall, and that is his feature race. Game over.
And it could be a safety car.
Yeah, you're right there. I don't have the graphic saying that it is a safety car, but is it a safety car for you?
Oh, yeah, yellow flags. It seems like there's yellow flags on the track.
It's a VSC. It's not a safety car. Fortunately, I don't have the graphic for some reason.
Me neither.
Glitch. So it is a VSC. So Brandon is controlling the pace. Is it a VSC? I could be...
Ooh, and there's 2 cars going into the wall. I mean, the driving standards today a bit weird, I have to say.
I have to agree as well. There's more carnage behind, and that is a ART driver. That's Lewis Bassman.
Lewis Bassman.
Yeah, he needs to get a new front wing. It is a VSC, so I don't understand why Brand was slowing the field down that much. To be honest, but Brand's already launched.
We have Callum and Tyler going in. No, actually, Callum is not going into the pits. He has damage, but he's not going into the pits as we are. Oh, this is pretty weird.
It's virtual safety car. Oh no, green flags racing now. We are green flagged. It's Callum Hansen. It goes completely off the track. Gets a 5-second corner cutting penalty, and he may want to appeal that as he just couldn't make the braking zone. There is a fight. Oh, Joe Hollis is off there, Paco.
Yep, into the grapple he goes.
Matthew Order gets an easy move. Matthew Order is gained. How many positions?
Actually 11.
10. Oh, 10 and 11. Oh, hang on. There's a car off. That is Adam. Adam is now out of this race as well.
That could be a safety car. He crashed just on the exit of Lesmo 1.
Yeah, he's
and that could bring out the safety car.
No safety car.
But it doesn't.
That's very interesting. It's where Lewis Hamilton crashed it when it was in 2009. Right now, top 3. Brandon, Lewis and Ollie.
Yeah, Ollie trying to put and Tom, he just lost it at the exit of Scary. He was trying to put pressure on Joe, but he couldn't control the car, and I think we have full safety car.
VSC, no VSC.
VSC again. Oh my. I don't know why there's no graphics.
It's just I think it's just a glitch. we always use it. Oh, Sam's retired.
Oh my god.
Sam's crashed it in the pit lane.
Oh my god. How can you even bottle at the on a straight?
Brett Causa already DNFing. I'd expect that from Ballhound, no offence to him. He has had struggles in the final corner in Italy, as you did see in the Toro Rosso. So Callum Anderson then makes his scheduled pit stop, and this is where Callum Anderson could make a very interesting strategy. He is on softs, could go mediums to the end.
Yeah, definitely. He could go mediums till the end, but I mean, it's a risky one, but not impossible one. So it's gonna be interesting if he's able to pull it out. That would be actually awesome.
Yeah, that is true, of course. This isn't good news for Brandon, though, I've got to say, Paco. Like, he is on the soft tyre. The two drivers behind him on mediums. We now go back to green flag racing. When do you think his scheduled pit stop will be on those soft tyres?
Well, now with the virtual safety car, he will probably be able to try and stretch those tires, you know, probably till lap 7, lap 8. The question is if he's gonna be able to pull the gap, you know, that's gonna be really, really difficult for him.
That is true there. Now Joe Hollis is struggling there through a Ascari, but now he's really catching up with the car ahead, and that is Matthew Older.
Ooh. Shane and Mystic fighting for position as Shane had to lift off, but now I think, yeah, the Trident car, I think, yeah, gives him back the position.
I think that's the Dams car. I don't think that's the Trident.
Yeah, Dams. Oh my god, this is just horrible.
It's alright. As Shane then moves up the P9 then, as Joe Hollis now could possibly charge on Matthew Older. Now, has Matthew got wing damage to the car? No wing damage
no, he doesn't.
Oh, Joe has to avoid.
Oof.
He wasn't expecting how slow Matthew was braking. Takes the escape road very slowly so he doesn't get a penalty or anything. He may lose a position to Delta. And luckily no penalty as there's yellow flags behind. That's Shane and Mystic. They've had a bit of contact, it looks like.
Yeah, and they're now, well, they're going to be side by side.
Dams versus Racing Point, technically. As they're going really side by side now.
Yeah, is he going to try around the outside?
He's done a Hamilton and he's made it work. Through the outside and he's in ninth. I
think Shane was way too cautious.
Yeah, I've got to agree with that. He backed off a lot. I think just to give him space so he didn't spin out like Vettel did. Although right now, Paco, there's another fight between the other Dams car and Joe Hollis. Delta is gaining a little bit of time and ready to overtake Joe Hollis with that mistake he made trying to catch up on Matthew Older, and Joe Hollis makes another mistake.
Oh, again. Yeah, it seems he's having some trouble, you know, to it up to the F2 cars. As we can see, Logan putting all the pressure on Tim, trying to get that position. The driver from Prema having been under pressure, will he be able to handle it, or will he bottom?
Well, here comes Logan then.
Yeah, side by side. Oh no,
he backs off. He's been very sensible here. I think he's waiting for him to make a mistake. And Matthew Alder's not that far off. He's only 1.7 seconds and set the fastest lap.
Yeah, definitely Matthew going for the win.
He could, you never know. It's still strategy could happen even with the way it is. It would be an amazing comeback if he does. But here comes now Logan.
Nah, he backs off again. But he's having better traction at the exit of the corners.
Yeah, that is true, of course. Matthew now in 6th place. If when it comes to sprint race, he will be 3rd. So maybe just hold that position, wait to the end, and start first next race and take the win.
Nah, he would have enough pace, you know, to start 8th. If he wins today's race, I think he would be able to win both. As we can see, Logan again and again just lifting off. Like, he doesn't really want to make the move, but to be honest, I think he's much faster than the car ahead, and if he doesn't do something soon, he will be overtaken by Matthew.
Yeah, that is true, of course. The 2-time F1 champion is already challenging the rookie of Logan, who only just made his debut a couple of rounds ago in IRL S2. And there's... Wow, Tim's already in the pits for his scheduled stop. And now Logan will have to pit next lap. But look at Matthew, 32.1. Matthew's really picking up the pace and is already going to make a dive into turn 1.
Oh, yeah, he's launching it down into the inside. Yeah, an easy pass by Matthew. He's definitely going for the win. I mean, his pace is extraordinary. and he's making the moves really quickly, so he's not losing that much time.
Yep, that is true, of course. He ain't losing that much time, but I think Shane has just been caught or something. He's lost a little bit of time there to Mystic again. He's struggling through turn 1 and 2. There's no other fight set between Lewis and Callum Anderson further down the grid. We will jump on board with that, actually. As Luke Baker then has just passed Tim out of the pits. As Lewis then is challenging Callum Anderson. Could be a three-way battle with Sean as well in 12th.
Yeah, definitely it could be, and we can see Tim getting the position back on Luke. And to be honest, with the DRS that Logan had on Matthew, I think that he can actually make the overcut, just sticking out on track for the next few laps. So if he pits in this lap, that we'll have to see, as we can see Luis side by side with Brandon. No, actually, it's Fran.
Yeah, it's side by side. Bran needs to pit. I think the Brand tyres are gone. He's in. Yeah. Lewis there is going to get. Oh no! Penalty. Brand gets a 5-second speeding pit lane penalty. That's going to really hurt him. Bottle. And right now, Lewis Curtis, I do agree, that is a bottle from him. Lewis Curtis now then will be picking up the pace a little bit more. Now he realises Matthew's in 3rd place, not that far off. As there's yellow flags ahead. Is that Tyler Thomas? He didn't want the commentator's curse, but right now he's getting a little bit. He pitted 4 laps ago, so he is going to the end in 15th. As Lewis Curtis now and Callum Anderson are still fighting it out. As Lewis had a bit of contact early on in this race.
Yep. Now it's gonna be interesting to see where Logan emerges out of the pits. I think he's gonna be it's gonna be side by side into turn 1, or not even that. Nah, Tim is ahead. The same gap.
Yeah, that's true. Of course, they have. Tim did jump him there. I did say Tim could have possibly up there, but look at them. He's struggling through turn 1 and 2. And right now, though, Callum Anderson is in serious on as well. Callum Anderson's lost complete control of the car there in the final corner. Luckily, he didn't end in the barrier, and he's very lucky not to get any damage to the car at all. And he will be very lucky that he's in 14th and not DNFing in today's race.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, the drivers at the back of the field just having a nightmare of a race since the beginning. You know, that huge incident on lap 1 and 2. It just affected many people, and now they are trying to make a comeback, but without a safety car it's almost impossible. As we can see, Matthew Older, another fastest lap, and with that one, how many has he done?
I believe that's 3. Lewis Curtis did beat his fastest lap, but then instantly Matthew destroys it by 2/10. So Matthew is the quicker car on track. Now Logan is making me round the outside on Tim. He's got a bit of fresher tyres on the mediums, and this time he's already made the move a bit too early for me. My liking, because now he's now under threat by DRS. Now Tim may get it moved done. Mystic pits.
We'll have to keep an eye on. Yeah, definitely Tim has some DRS, and that's gonna massively help him. As we can see, he makes the move really easy on Logan, and I don't think he's gonna try to stick it around the outside. I think Tim goes a little bit deep. Now Logan is gonna try the switchback, but he didn't have really that traction in order to go for the move.
Yeah, that is true. That's unfortunate. He didn't have the traction zone there, but he's coming back at him with a lot more pace this time, and he has no control of his fuel mix or anything.
Oof!
Very close and personal.
Hamilton Leclerc.
Yeah, Hamilton and Leclerc all over again, and luckily no contact there. As Logan has to back off a little bit, probably to gain grip back in his tyres. Luke Baker there gets a 3-second time penalty, and I think he still needs to make a pit stop unless he pitted early on in this race.
And Luis to the pit he goes a little bit. No, actually it's not early. Lap 8.
You can keep an eye on that where he'll be against Brandon, because Brand, remember, made the undercut. So you can just keep an eye on that. I will let you know if any further change happen between Tim and Logan right now.
Well, it's gonna be really close. Well, actually I don't know. Brand is gonna be ahead. Yeah, definitely he's gonna be far ahead from Luis, probably 2 seconds approximately, or 1.5.
Well, Brand did set the fastest lap, 31.4 there, so beat Matthew's fastest lap. So Brand has got the pace there.
Well, fresh tires, less fuel than what Matthew had when he set the fastest lap. But now we're gonna see Matt Lewis, you know, with those softest
bit of contact. Oh, there's a
tire.
massive crash. Sorry to cut you off there. That was very lucky Logan didn't lose his wheel. Tim got a bit very too close and personal there. Both had a bad exit through turn 2. And then they just touched tyres and Logan was looking like to get damaged and lose his wheel by hitting the barrier there. And then there's a car who spun around. I believe that's Tyler Thomas. Yeah, that is Tyler. As somebody's in the pits. That's Luke Baker and Lewis then.
Yeah.
And actually, the second drivers were in 13th and 14th, and their top drivers are 4th and 5th.
Yeah. And also, well, we have to remember, right? Because some people might be asking, why did they stop if they stopped at the start of the race? Well, if you don't know, if you pit before lap 3, you need to pit again before the end of the race. It's a rule that I actually learned like on the bad way because I was disqualified because I didn't know the rule. But just in case, for those that didn't know, well, there you go.
I didn't even know that myself, and now I do. And now I do know. So it's good information for me there. Logan's going to give it another go this time. He's a lot closer. Is he? Yes, he's sending it this time through turn 1. Ooh, dives there. A bit of contact between him and Tim. Actually, Logan's got wing damage, so he did lose an end plate there, touching the wall. And he will not be happy with that. He is going to the end, of course, on those mediums, and he's going to have to limp around the track with that wing damage.
Yeah, definitely, and it's probably going to cost him plenty of time. So we'll have to see how he handles the damage. But I mean, there's still 5 laps. I mean, if he's able to keep, you know, on a DRS range, probably it's not over, but it's going to be really, really difficult.
And Ollie's into the pits then. So where's Ollie going to be in this train? He's going to be ahead of Matthew now, as Lewis Curtis is now in DRS range on Brandon on the softer compounded tyre.
I honestly think we're going to have a beautiful battle at the end of the race. Because probably Matthew's going to have more pace than Lewis and Brand. And if they keep fighting, Ollie will probably get them. And Matthew, for sure, he will get by the end of the race.
Actually, I think Matthew's actually going to jump Ollie as well. So Ollie's lost a lot of time.
Yeah.
And let's have a look. Where's Ollie going out?
Oh, side by side. No side by side. Well, actually.
Is Matthew going to get him? No, Matthew's a bit too far back there.
He's going to probably try better traction, yeah. And oh, now he's really close. He's all over the gearbox from Ollie. As we can see Cooper joining for the sprint race.
So he will be in the sprint race then.
Yeah. Oh, side by side into the chicane. Will Matthew try it? Yeah, he does. Really late on the brakes.
Ooh,
as we can see, 3 second time penalty. But probably it was worth it. I mean, probably he knew that he needed to make the move if he wanted to be on the fight for the victory at the end of the race. But will the rest of the...
Sorry about that. Lewis Curtis now is making a move on Bran. Instantly, there's battles all over the place. Matthew and Ollie, Bran and Lewis Curtis.
And actually, interesting fact, Brandon and Lewis have 5 second time penalty. So if Ollie is just able, you know, to keep behind Matthew and get that gap, you know, under the 5 seconds, he will be the winner of today's race.
Yeah, that is true, of course. I just want to also add an input there. When Brand got past Lewis Sky, he almost lost complete control of the car. He had to do 2 saves there out at Sky. A good save from him. He lucky he didn't end in the wall. That's let Matthew and Ollie slowly close up a little bit, but Lewis Curtis now has pulled away already 2 seconds by 1 corner. That's how much pace Lewis Curtis has right now.
Yeah, and we have another battle for P13. Sean just came out of the pits on new soft, but we have Luis, as we can see ahead, Luke making a mistake, and now probably Luis will have an opportunity to try and overtake both drivers.
Yeah, that is true there, as Lewis could be up there. He's on the mediums, these two on the soft, so they should be quick. And Luke just lets him through. Luke doesn't really fight.
No, but he just lost it at the exit, and he just lost a lot of speed. So he just had to, let them go through.
Well, so we've got Callum Anderson then gets a penalty. Unfortunate for him. What about Lewis though? Will Lewis try and come back at Sean? He is on the medium compounded tyre. He hasn't gained a position or even lost a position really. He's back where he was in 13th. However, his teammate in the same car as him, an equal, Lewis Curtis, is leading by 2.2 seconds now, and Ollie is slowly closing up on Matthew a little bit, I've noticed.
Who crashed? Oh, it's Callum. Callum into the wall. And he resets it to track. Oh.
Right, that you're not allowed to do. So
he knows.
So he may get a penalty, because penalties still do apply in the Expedition Series. Anyone who does do something silly will get reported. And look at the lap Matthew just did there. Lewis Curtis did a 31.2. Matthew Ord did a 1:30.539. What a lap there. Only a couple more tenths and he'd been a second quicker than Lewis Curtis.
I honestly think that Ollie is doing alright. Matthew is doing the fastest lap. He's pushing like mad. But look at Ollie. I mean, he's just staying behind, trying to keep the gap under a second. And they're, as well as Matthew, they're both catching the leaders, and they both have 5-second time penalty. So that could be crucial for Ollie in order to win the race.
Yeah, that's true, Chris. And I'll tell you what else is crucial for Callum Anderson. He needs a new front wing. And he isn't happy with that, as he's lost 3 more positions, and he ain't going to lose another one, I don't think, unless he has a minute penalty in the pits. But Tyler Thomas is a minute behind, gets the 3-second time penalty to add to it as well, and he is a lap down, so he has to let the car through. And that is Lewis Curtis then lapping Callum Anderson. So 2 people now are lapped in this race, and now Ollie's now starting to lose a bit of time to Matthew Order, 1.1 seconds right now.
Yeah, Matthew is catching and catching. Probably he will have a shot by the end of the race, but I don't really think he's gonna try the move. I mean, probably he knows, he will be on the same party as Bran and Luis, and probably he will know that they both have a penalty, so he'll just have to wait as he sets another fastest lap. Incredible.
He's 8 tenths quicker than Lewis Curtis. Actually, no, Lewis Curtis actually improves. He's only 6 tenths quicker. Lewis did a 31 flat there. And Brandon's doing 31 threes on medium. So Brandon isn't that slow there on the medium compounded tyre. Very interesting.
And again, Lewis, he doesn't lose that much time, despite being on a harder tyre.
He's catching up with Sean, who's in the Trident then. The ART versus Trident.
Probably he'll try, on the main straight. But we can see that they are about to get lapped. I mean, we can see Luis ending the second sector and now going through Scary, and these guys are just turning in for Parabolica.
Well, that is true, of course, and I think if there was an extra couple of laps, because they're on the penultimate lap, they're about to start the final lap of the race, they would have had time to lap them, but unfortunately that isn't going to happen, I don't think, as Lewis, well, he's got 2 more chances basically to have a go at Sean. Sean is in 11th on the soft compound, as the softs already look like they've gone on that Trident car, and Lewis Curtis then starts the final lap of this race. Oh, and look how close. Oh, actually, Luke there cut the corner a little bit. I think he missed just the braking point, but here comes Lewis Curtis. Louis Vassman, I think. Too many Lewises. As Sean is defending on the inside through turn 3.
Ooh, going really deep. Luis will definitely have a chance now. Yeah, really good exit, and now he will have the inside for Lesmo 1, and that's gonna be the move done. Oh, he sticks around the outside. Beautiful move by Meme. Really great defensive move, but now Luis Passman is gonna have DRS before Ascari. Will he be able to stick it? Oof.
Will he be able to? He has the DRS. He's going to have to lunge it unless he wants to wait another lap. He has a bit more time. He has around about a minute and a half. So he's got bags of time. They have been caught by Lewis Curtis a little bit more now, but look who's starting to close up as well. Luke Baker, not that far off. And he will have to jump on board with Lewis in a minute. As you were saying,
Yeah.
Paco?
It's gonna be a close ending between these three, but now, yeah, we have to stick with the leader. That probably he will not be the one to win the race. Probably will be Matthew. No, actually, he could actually win the race because Ollie is 6 seconds behind the leader.
Well, here comes Lewis Curtis then to the line, takes first place. Brandon then will take second. Matthew takes second. Brandon drops to third. Ollie jumps
Ollie
to
up
second.
to second. Amazing, yeah.
Tim then will be round up fifth. If you can keep an eye on the battle between Sean and Lewis, if you can.
Yeah. Ooh. Yeah, Luis just made contact with Sean and he just lost both positions.
Oh, that's unfortunate for him then. And here comes Tim then, takes fifth place, and Logan then did lose out in the end in sixth. Joe Hollis.
Look, there was a misunderstanding between Luis and Luke. Luke just cut the chicane. He just almost loses the back end, and he was trying to save it, and Luis was going to move to the right in order to overtake Luke, but he just slammed like into the rear, of Luke. So bad luck for Luis. Let's hope he can actually keep that 12th spot, but with that damage it's gonna be difficult.
That's true, of course. Delta then takes 8th, Shane takes 9th, and Mystic then will take the final point in the feature race. And that is very good for him, as he had a 5-second penalty as well. Will Sean be anywhere near that without any penalties? Will he be able to steal that spot? No, stays 11th. Lewis, with hardly any wing, takes 12th, and Luke Baker there will finish the grid in 13th place, and 14th was Callum Anderson. Tyler Thomas, Sam, Tom Jewell and Adam and Kevin Harrison both retired in today's race, in the feature race.
Yeah, interesting race. I mean, we didn't have that much of an action, but it was still good. I mean, we had Matthew, trying to make a comeback, but definitely now we have an interesting scenario for the sprint race, as they will start the other way around. Well, at least the top 8. So will be exciting to see.
Yeah, Delta will be taking the lead then in the next round. But yeah, as you said, Matthew Wood with a comeback drive from back of the grid all the way into third. If he had a couple more laps, could possibly have taken the win. But then here's your official results then. Lewis Curtis then with first, Ollie Flavel in second, Matthew Wood with the fastest lap, the 30.4 in third place, takes third place. Brandon in fourth, Tim in fifth, Logan in sixth, Joe Hollis seventh, eighth is Delta. Shane then takes ninth, and Delta and Joe Hollis will be rounding first and second in the sprint race. Mystic takes 10th, the final point. Sean in 11th, Liz Vasper 12th, Luke Baker 13th, Callum Anderson, Tyler Thomas, Sam, Tom, Adam and Kevin all retired in the feature race, but they have another chance, and this time it will be a full grid with Cooper rounding in 20th. So could we see a surprise win from Cooper or score some points for this series? Only time will tell, as we're about to start the sprint race.
Definitely, what I'm sure about is that we're gonna have an exciting race, and I've always said it. It's really cool as we have a dry race. It seems as well. It's really cool when you have slow guys at the top, because in some track it's not easy to overtake, and that's gonna give the chance, for others to try and challenge what would be the top guys, and I think it's brilliant. So remember, for those guys that they don't know about F2, there is no need to go into the pits in the sprint race, so they'll just stick with the same tire for the whole race. Yeah, that really is. That's the only new thing about F2. So.
Well, that is true, of course, and it's an 11 lap race, so it's a bit shorter than the feature race, which was 15, but it was the same percentage of 50%. So it'd be very interesting what tyres. Everyone is on the medium compound tyres, so they don't have to pit, and it'd be very interesting then. So Delta, with the grid flipping from 1st to 8th, Delta then is in 1st, Joe Hollis in 2nd, Logan in 3rd there, jumps Tim, who's in 4th. Brandon is in 5th. Brandon is in a very good position. Same with Matthew Alder, Ollie Favell. Lewis Curtis is in the best. He's basically hopping through the field. Big accident could ruin his race, and he did win the feature race. Could he win the sprint race? And then Shane in 9th, and Usyk 10th.
As we missed our predictions, you know, on the first race, I actually guessed the podium, but not the order. But let's actually give ourselves, you know, another chance. So, what do you think it's gonna be the podium like at the end of the race?
I think Matthew is going to win this time. He's a lot closer up the grid. He's 6th place, so I think he's going to take the win. Lewis in 2nd, and Ollie I think is going to round up in 3rd. I think that's my top 3.
Interesting. Yeah, I actually think that Matthew's gonna win again, but I'm gonna put Brandon in 2nd, and for 3rd. I don't know why. Don't really ask me why. But I have some faith into Logan.
Okay, so you're going for a wild card for Logan then. Could be a possibility. He is 3rd place, so a good start could what he will need basically. And unfortunately we are going to lose the driver, so we are going to be back to 19th. Tim unfortunately can't make the next round, so hopefully he retires in the pits and doesn't cause a safety car. As Harry Cooper then is in 20th. And we'll be looking forward to challenge his former teammate Kevin Harrison, as they were teammates in the Alfa Romeo in the F2 season. Then Cooper retired partially and came back and raced the Toro Rosso team, I believe, with a Haas. But right now though, the Dams car of Delta and Joe Hollis are 1st and 2nd, with Logan in the Sauber in 3rd. As we will be getting the start sequence very soon with 11 laps of this race. Wonder whose prediction is going to be right. If you do want to leave your prediction, do leave them in the comments, as the light sequence has started now. Now the 4 lights, now 5 red lights, and Tim's jumped the start, but he is retiring, so he won't be getting penalised or anything like that. And already we have a decent start, and look at this, there's cars fighting further behind, and Joe Hollis is already trying to take the lead into turn 1. Look at Matthew Alder. Matthew Alder into 3rd place already. He's going to take 2nd in turn 2. What a start from the 2-time world champion in IRL F1. He's already into 2nd place. Oh, and there's a major crash further behind.
Oh.
There's 3 cars there. That is Shane, I believe. I don't think Tim was involved. Callum Anderson, Shane, and Lewis. Lewis yet again unlucky, having a bit of more carnage in today's race.
Oh, and I see some piece of front wing just flying over there. I think it's actually from Kevin, could be, as he's going pretty slow.
That could be a possibility.
Oh, another car and
safety car.
Safety car.
Safety car. So
yep.
we now are seeing the thing. So what was that
Cooper.
for? Oh, is Cooper out?
No, but he crashed into the wall at the exit of Lesmo 1, and he has no front wing, so probably that's the safety car.
So he will pit, and I wonder if he's going to go soft tyres. Now he could try the soft tyres to the end. I know they probably won't make it to the end, but it could be a very interesting. Could steal the fastest lap, but it won't count because I believe for the F2 it's not like F1. You could take the fastest lap and steal it from the top 10.
I mean, you can get. I think it's 2 points for the fastest lap in the sprint race. So.
Well, I mean, like if say whoever set the fastest lap before Cooper will get it if Cooper's not within the points or top 10. So Joe Hollis then is staying out. Same with Matthew Alder. Matthew Alder's had an amazing start, already into 2nd place, and I did say he's good in the F2 cars, and he's also good in the equal cars. So any equal car he has, he's awesome at. But classic and the Formula Performance, he's going to have a tricky job. As Tim has retired, he said he was retiring in the pits. And that's unfortunate to see him go. But that is our first retirement. There's been 4 people making their wings changed, as I think Cooper won't get held up in the pits.
Yeah, and it's gonna be interesting to see what happens at the end of the race, because I honestly believe that safety car is gonna stick for a while, as people have to pit, you know, and generally the safety car waits some laps until everyone is packed again. So I think this gives a massive opportunity to Joe or even Delta, that I don't know his real name, like to actually end on a podium spot.
Yeah, that is true, of course. And Harry Cooper then goes back into 18th, so he jumps Lewis there. So Lewis got held up a little bit. So Cooper now moves to 18th, Lewis into 19th, and Adam was the person who got a bit of damage. His teammate is Matthew Older, who's in second. So Adam is in 17th right now.
I mean, they have been lucky. They had the incident, and they have been able, they're gonna be able to get again close to the field. So lucky guys. But it has been incredible, how in the future race we had plenty of DNF, and the safety car didn't come out, just virtual safety car. And here we didn't have, a proper retirement, and we just had the safety car, a bit inconsistent from Codemaster.
Yeah, that is true there, of course. It's a bit inconsistent from Codemaster. It would have been great we had a safety car last race. Would have spiced the fight for the top three a little bit more. But Joe Hollis there in the lead. Delta is into third, Matthew Older into second. Now, I'm not saying Joe Hollis hasn't got any talent compared to Matthew Older, but I think Matthew Older is going to get past him quite easily when the safety car comes in, when we go green flag, and he just puts it into max power and just passes him. Oh, Shane gets ignoring yellow flags.
Yeah, Shane gets a 5-second time penalty, and I was about to say that, to be honest, if I was Joe, I would have clear my possibilities, and I would actually leave Matthew go through, and I would just try to stick behind him, because Matthew is a quick guy, and if Joe is actually able, to get some slipstream, to be close for a couple of laps, that's gonna help him massively for the end of the race, to try and secure that podium spot.
Yeah, that is true, of course, and I'm positive the safety car has to come in this lap. I know we're waiting on Louis, who's quite far back, but I don't think we're waiting for him, as Luke Baker then gets a 10-second time penalty there for extreme track limits.
Probably an Ascari.
That will definitely be removed if he didn't cut it properly, and it was only a little cut, so don't worry, Luke, report it and it will be removed.
Or switched into a warning.
Or a warning, or 3 seconds if you don't have your race director. But we're going to save your race director, guys, and any incidents, do report them to the stewards and admins, and they'll get it dealt with as soon as possible. And
so it's gonna be quite interesting, because Luis is still quite far from the rest of the grid, and I don't know if the safety car has a limit amount of laps to stay out, but if it doesn't, I mean, if the safety car can actually stay 5-6 laps, it's gonna have to wait till actually Luis catches the rest of the field.
Well, yeah, that is true, of course. The safety car does have a limited amount of laps. I think it will have to come in this lap anyway, because it is technically the third lap or fourth lap it's been out, as it was instantly coming out as lap 1. So I think he has a little bit of time to catch up, but...
Oof, gravity. Adam.
Ooh, 3 seconds. Added to his time then, so he's getting penalties.
But it was weird, because I don't know what he did, but I think he was going late on the brakes, or he didn't expect probably the guys ahead braking that early, and he just went straight, trying to avoid the contact with the car ahead. As we can see Shane lagging. Can you actually confirm that if you're seeing Shane lagging?
He's got a bar on him, and yeah, there is a little bit of lag on him.
Yeah.
And just to make sure it's not anybody. Yeah, Shane is seriously lagging, so he may get a lag warning. It's hard Tom 6 track limits as well. And he's only further ahead, so I think 2 10-second time penalties will be removed. The safety car is coming in this lap then. And look at this, Joe Hollis already controlling the pace. He's now learned how to hit the safety car properly. not to pass it this time as he did in Season 5 IRL F2. So Joe Hollis has matured, got a lot more experience on the wheel, but this is an F2 car. It's on a Formula 1 car, less grip. So, who is going to take the lead on at the end of turn 1? Will it be Matthew? Will it be Joe Hollis? Will it be Lewis Curtis? Or will it be Brandon Glover?
If I was Joe, I would actually wait, you know, till the finish line, because I don't think he's gonna be able to surprise Matthew. So what he should do is, you know, is to give Matthew the least amount of slipstream. Oh, actually, night restart.
He's bolted.
And this is already. Oh,
and
but
there's already a three wide
behind.
There he goes, Della in third place, already getting challenged by Brandon Glover and Lewis Curtis. And Matthew already taking the lead.
Nope.
No move there.
And Brandon
sends it. And is that who I think it is? It's Logan. You weren't wrong about Logan, but there's carnage behind yet again.
Well. Yeah, now
Cooper
there is.
and Sean.
Into the wall.
I don't know what happened to Shane there, he just lagged. Cooper and Sean. Sean makes the move under yellow flags. That position has to be given back. He made it under yellows, and that's unfortunate for him, but there's a battle there ahead. We just missed out. Joe Hollis there has lost the lead already. I said it would be a lap. He's already lost it. And there's further yellows behind. Is that Tyler Thomas? It is. Tyler Thomas now drops to 18th.
Yeah, and Shane leaves the session.
Oh, he's into the wall.
Ooh, that's Mystic. No, it's actually Delta, his teammate, front wing damage. I don't know how he got it, but yeah, definitely plenty of carnage. It seems like drivers today don't know how to keep it clean.
They keep clean or take the safety car. Probably not used to possibly the safety car being that slow, especially with Joe Hollis.
Ooh, side by side. Delta and Tom Yewell, I think. They're side by side. Actually, Delta stakes ahead, but Tom trying to get the inside down Parabolica. As he tries to keep the inside, I think, yeah, Delta has too much damage to try and stick it around the outside.
The thing is, Delta has to pit. He has no space to go in the pits. He has to back up completely.
Nice.
That was very lucky.
I mean, he had to cut the line, but I think it's justified.
Yeah, so it's Sam and
look
Tom,
at
though.
that.
Oh, is it going to be three wide? Oh, Tom blocks it off. Great defensive there.
Yeah, and I think Luke was also sensible. Oh, and look at that, he's pushing to the gravel, Sam. And now Luke gains 2 places, as we can see ahead. Mystic going pretty slow at the exit of that first corner. I don't know if he went too deep or what, but yeah, definitely he's having some issues. But plenty of action behind. I mean, for the top 8, well, to get the last spot of points. As we can see, Kevin losing the position to Sam, and now he's also overtaken by Luis, was it?
Does he have an issue on the car? Because he was struggling there for like traction, and he's lost a lot of position. Dad gets a penalty. As he, I'm thinking he's straight line turn 1. But right now there's a fight for third place. Matthew Alder's leading by 1.3 seconds, caught a little bit by Joe there by a couple hundreds. But Lewis Curtis in 4th place. Could be a fight for 2nd place to top 3 right now. Lewis Curtis, Brandon and Joe Hollis slowly catching up. Look how much braking zone Lewis gained on Brand there. Brand just has had the experience in the F2 cars, but Lewis had a little bit more, it looks like, in the braking zones. Matthew Hollis, that's a new fastest lap, 30.9.
Oh, look at that. A beautiful train of 3 drivers fighting for P2. And actually, I think Joe has some chances, you know, to try and stick around.
Yeah, that is true, of course, and this is going to be a 3-wide fight.
Sam and Adam.
Unfortunately.
Oh, and there is contact. Adam loses a bit the back end due to that rear touch by Sam.
Brand makes the move on Joe Hollis into turn 3. Well,
turn 4. But Joe. Oh my God!
Where did Lewis go from?
Oh, and there is contact. Luis has damage.
Oh yeah. No, that's unfortunate.
He was trying to go for the move, but he risked it way too much. And to be honest, great move by Joe. Maybe he was super aggressive, you know. He tried to push a little bit to the gravel there, but still, nice move. And now Luis trying round the outside, and definitely he has it despite the damage.
As Delta said, he got killed, lol, so I think he had a carnage at one point with one fellow driver. And if you have the footage, please report it to the street. As I said, it will be investigated. As
Tom and Adam fighting again for position. As we can see, Luis really... well, actually, Sean and Luis could have a run on Adam. Definitely, this is a beautiful battle to keep an eye on. But look at that. Oh, beautiful. Joe is going again for it. Now he has DRS. He's going to try around the other side. There is some yellow flags caused by Tyler Thomas. Oh, but look at that. Joe just run dips and he just have to cut the chicane and he loses both spots. And now it's going to be Bran who will try to get that position.
Oh, Tom's has to cut the corner. He's gone off the track, has to give the position back. And he does that.
And he does, yeah.
So he's back in position, back on the board with a fight. 4P4 then. Ollie Flavel now wants to position on Joe Hollis, so we could see still another 3-wide fight for second place between Lewis Curtis, Bran and Ollie.
Yeah, but I honestly think that if Bran and Luis fight, I think that Joe and Ollie can actually catch both of them, not only one. And we can see there's a car. Sean, yeah,
Sean
bad
is
luck
off
for him.
That's unfortunate. Yet again, he's having a bit more bad luck this season.
I think we're gonna be busy with stewarding.
Yeah, I think so. I think a few need sorting out. Cooper then gets a 10-second time penalty with corner cutting, apparently. As there's another battle quite close for P7 as well. We're going to have to keep an eye on as well. And Ollie now is tempted to make a move.
Oh, there could be contact between Adam and Luis. Oh, beautiful battle. And now, and I think it was Kevin who lost the rear there.
Yeah,
as we can see ahead, some pieces of front wing going off from a yellow car.
That might be Adam.
Well, actually, but it's not from Adam. What a carnage there has been. Oh, and we can see someone retiring.
He didn't retire in the pits. It looks like he's lost it.
He lost
that's a weird crash. He's
lost and look at Luis. Round the outside. Oh, we have a 2x2. Beautiful stuff by the drivers. I mean, at least these guys are trying to respect each other. Oh, well, that's a curse. That's a commentator.
That is definitely a commentator curse. Lewis just went there. And now we have 2 retirements. Unfortunate. One unfortunately had to leave the session. 2 now crashes. And that is unfortunate, but however there is a fight for P2 which I'm going to keep an eye on a bit more now.
Oof. Oh wait, there could be a 3-wide. Nah, there's not. I mean, I was about to say, that they were respecting each other, but I really have to say that Adam and Tom are actually respecting each other. They have been fighting since the beginning of the race, and amazing stuff. I mean, they're not crashing, they're not pushing each other wide. Beautiful. And Callum on the outside.
Bran though is really close to Lewis Curtis, and that wing damage is hurting him. Gap between Matthew and Lewis, 5.1 seconds. Matthew sets a new fastest lap, 30.6 right now. He's really flying.
If I was Lewis, I would try to put the bus, and just make Ollie and Joe to catch them, because if not, Bran is gonna have to put. Oh, and there is a rear touch. And that makes Bran lock up, and I think Luis is gonna have the position back. But if I was him, I would actually give him the position back. Oh well, I think
he actually didn't really go for it. I think he knew that he was in the wrong there, but he could give it again. And this is where the wing damage hurts him a little bit. He's just gonna have to send it. It's the only way I'd
Bran,
say.
I think he could go.
That's Adam. I think that's Adam. It is Adam.
Oh, Tom is out.
Adam
Massive
and Tom,
crash.
he's manually retired.
3 guys involved in the crash.
He manually retired, so he will, if he gets reported, that may be penalised. As we have
yellow flags around Lesmo 1.
Yeah, we do. No, it's not Lesmo 1. It's turn 3. Turn 2, sorry.
No, but it was also in Lesmo 1. Oh, and now it's on the chicane.
And we can see.
And we can see that Luis, despite that front wing damage, he's still all over Bran's gearbox, and he's gonna try it. I mean, he's gonna die trying. And look at that, because Ollie has. Oh, he lost it. Yeah, on the exit of the chicane, plenty of things that are happening at the end of the race. As we can see, Matthew again fastest lap.
30.600, and Ollie went off the track a little bit there. Now here comes Lewis Curtis with wing
He's
damage.
gonna try.
Brand
Around the
defense.
outside. Oof. Brand is gonna. Oh, he's going deep. Will he? Oh,
Brand has
Lewis
to give him
trying
room.
to keep
Brand.
it.
Oh, loses
Whoa.
round almost. Oh, he just saves it. Ollie gets past. Joe Hollis gets a free position. And that is a shame there for Lewis Curtis. Lewis Curtis is in 5th. Now, where did Matthew finish last? I think he finished 2nd, didn't he? Yeah, he did. So,
Yeah.
right now, oh no, he finished 4th because of the penalty situation. But there's yellows further behind. I think that's because of Tyler Thomas. Lewis Curtis gets a penalty.
And Lewis is gonna be overtaken by Logan if he keeps making mistakes.
Yeah, that is true. That isn't good enough for him, as we did say Logan, or you said Logan's a wild card. Possibly could get a podium. He isn't that far off, maybe a couple of attempts. We're on the final lap actually, I've just realised. So
If
Matthew
there are
Older,
penalties, that I don't
yeah.
think so.
like, there is actually a few penalties for a few drivers then. I know Lewis has got one. But here comes Matthew Older and the 2-time IRL F1 world champion.
Oh, and Joe Bottles, just as I did it on Italy on the F2
Oh, no,
on
that
the
isn't
exit
good
of
news.
Ascari. Oh my god, Joe.
But here
That's
comes
a big
Matthew
bottle.
to the line, takes the win, had a 5-second penalty. Takes the win though. Brandon will take 2nd, or will he? Will penalties change it? Ollie takes 3rd. Lewis Curtis takes 4th.
Yeah.
Logan 5th. Joe Hollis bottled, and he may lose more positions. To the line, and Sam gets 6th. Joe Hollis takes 7th. Luke Baker 8th. Lewis Bassman will take 8th. Luke Baker drops to 9th, so Luke Baker won't be getting a point since it's only top 8 in the sprint race. Sean unfortunately misses out on the points there just by a little bit, takes 9th. Luke Baker drops to 10th. Adam at 11th. Callum Anderson loses the rear tyre and don't even finish across the line in 12th.
Amazing.
So he won't be classified as 12th because Cooper will be passing him and Callum Anderson will be classified for 13th. That's Cooper then in the Sauber. We'll be rounding it up then. Coming around the final corner, he's had a bit of bad luck on his first race in the F2 cars. Unfortunately, he missed the first round. Runs wide out the final corner and will take 13th. I don't know. I think he's doing donuts.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's the one you have to do. You know, really well done, Cooper.
Well, Cooper does donuts. Unfortunately, we can't really see it on the broadcast view because it keeps glitching his car out. But we will go on board with Matthew then, who takes the win, and I believe if this was a championship fight, he would be in leading standings, I believe, since it's only a 4 round. As now we wait for Cooper now to cross the line, and he crosses it, and Matthew Orr then takes the confirmation win in Italy in the sprint race, and what an amazing drive he's pulled off. Feature race, he was back of the grid, came 3rd or 4th, and then in the next round he took the win.
Yeah, amazing stuff. I mean, really great stuff done by the drivers. Well, some of them. I have to say that the I mean, look at that, plenty of penalties. I mean, we can see, well, the final results actually. Matthew on top, so we both got our prediction right, at least the winner. Then Brandon on 2nd. That's another point for me. But then we have Ollie in 3rd. I don't know if you got it right. I think you said Luis right, or
I think I said Lewis
did you?
Ollie, I can't remember.
Yeah. But
Wow.
yeah, then we have Luis in 4th, Logan in 5th, Sam Thompson in 6th, Joe Hollis after that bottle in the final lap in 7th, Luis Passman in 8th, Sean O'Sullivan on 9th, and then we have Luke Baker on 10th. Out of the points, out of the top 10, to be more precise, Adam, then we have also Cooper, Callum Anderson, Delta, Tyler Thomas, Kevin Harrison, Tom Ewell, Mystic and Shane, and Team Brucelins that could not race in this final sprint race.
There you have it then. There is the results for both rounds overall. I think that was result weekend. It was overall as well, and it's been a great race to commentate. Unfortunately, I don't think we are doing interviews for the top 3. Yeah, I don't think we are for today. We may be able to do it next time, whoever does the commentary for the next round, which is the classic cars, which is the 2010 Ferrari, 2010 Red Bull and 2010 McLaren. Very interesting fight. But I'm going to ask you, Paco, who's your driver of the day in the feature race and the sprint race?
Well, I mean, in both of them, I really need to give a big clap to Matthew, because he did an amazing stuff on the future race. He made a really good comeback, and then on the second race he just slapped everyone. Despite that 5-second time penalty, he knew that he had to push, and he really showed his pace, doing fastest lap after fastest lap, and he really showed why he's that good on this game. So for me, it's clearly Matthew Older for both races.
Oh, that's true then. Well, I think for the first race, there's a shadow of doubt, it's definitely Matthew. In the feature, but in the sprint race, I'm gonna have to give it to Brandon. I think that's 2 podiums consistently. I think he was second last time overall, but he lost it on penalties, so I think he dropped to 4th. But I think he came back with not knowing that he couldn't win in the second race, and he pulled an interesting fight between him and Lewis Curtis and Ollie. But I would have given it Lewis Curtis if he took second. Unfortunately, that damage and carnage, what happened with him, unfortunately didn't happen. So that is our drive of the day. If you do want to leave your drive of the days, do leave it in the comments. But I think we're going to close off the Exhibition Series Round 1 at Italy. So I've been your commentator, IRL Neon, or Jared Fosbury. I've been joined in the booth by Paco Suarez, or Speedy Suarez, or Frunky. But yeah, it's been a great race. It's been awesome to commentate for the first round, and you'll have, I think, a different commentator for the next round. But if you do want to see more content of IRL, join us next week on Saturday, I believe. But if you want any news or information, do join the Discord on Twitter or anything like that, and news will be coming very shortly. So have a nice day, and goodbye for now.